He asks an honest question. I'm sorry, what do you want me to say? Just go to class and don't be a jackass. What? Okay. Okay, let's start, okay? Okay, we're going hard, okay? I've never done, like, an actual film review before, so I don't, like, know how to structure this at all, okay? So bear with me here, okay? Let me go ahead and lay out my principal thesis. Prometheus is a shit tier meme film with almost, I don't know why we're writing on this, with almost zero redeem? Is that with an A or two E's? No, it's with two E's, isn't it? Oh shit, redeem. Fuck. Zero redeeming qualities. There is a text function, you cuck. You know what, mate? Okay. Click. This looks so much more boring than, like, hand-drawn memes, though. Oh, fuck. I need, like, a tablet that I can, like, draw on, like a real artist. What the fuck? Prometheus. Shit tier film with almost zero redeeming qualities. I like it. That's like a permanent thing now, huh? I can't ever select this box again. Okay.
Dank memes.
North American after work hour stream worth.
Wow. Okay, I can't actually do this writing this all down because I don't even know, like, how this is going to be organized. You're just going to have to listen to me, okay? You're just going to have to listen to me. All right, let's take a look at, let's just think about what is the principal purpose of the film? What is, like, the principal theme or the main guiding, like, if you were to describe Prometheus as a film, right, what would you say? As comparison, okay, what is Taken about? Taken is about an ex-secret agent's daughter being kidnapped in a foreign country, and then he goes over and he kicks everybody's ass to get her back. That's what Taken is about, okay? Now, does Taken accomplish the purpose of conveying that theme in an effective manner? Yes, okay? Liam Neeson's character kicked ass. He went and he fucked everybody up. He kicked ass, and in the end of the movie, he saved his daughter. What was the purpose of the film, okay? That film was to make the guy look like a fucking badass, and he did. He beat everybody up, and they did a good job of it, okay? Funny guy, I don't give a fuck about some fucking retard 17-hour analysis of a film. I've read it before. It's fucking shit, okay? We'll read it again on stream when I'm done, okay? But that analysis is fucking retarded, okay? The guy goes through and finds, like, the most obscure, random fucking things and tries to tie together some coherent shit because the film itself didn't actually answer any fucking questions about anything ever, period, okay? Fuck off. Okay, I've seen it before. Okay. Okay, what about, oh my god. What was the Patrick Bateman movie? I want to say American Beauty. American Psycho. It's not American Beauty. American Psycho, right? What was American Psycho about? Holy fuck, it's been a long time since I've seen this movie. American Psycho is about exploring the mind of a crazy fucking person and then watching him hack his fucking friends apart. I haven't seen that movie in a long fucking time. I can't really summarize that as well. What is the, okay, how about The Departed? What is The Departed about? The Departed follows two very different people who have a lot of parallels between them, one is trying to keep a crime boss alive and one is trying to bring the same crime boss down, right? And those two people are constantly in conflict with one another. They don't know it until the end of the movie, right? Does the movie do a good job at conveying that story? Yes, it does it very, very effectively with a lot of really cool parallels, right? Especially the way that they both interact with the one medical lady, the psychologist lady, right? Usually with a movie, usually you can you should be able to like summarize it in a couple sentences, and then you can ask yourself, I think, right? I've never thought about this stuff before, so maybe I might just go this later, but I'm just spitballing, okay? Usually I feel like with most movies you can think about like, well, what is this movie or what is this film series about, and then summarize it in a few sentences, and then ask yourself, does the movie do a good job at conveying that like main theme, right? And then you can kind of explore like whether or not was this like a good movie or was it a bad movie, right? And you can kind of go you can kind of go from there. Okay? What the fuck was Prometheus even about? I'm not actually sure. What do you think Prometheus is about? It's about us going to a planet to find, if you go by the beginning of the movie, Prometheus looks like it's a movie about humankind in like the most abstract way possible, humankind discovering their makers, right? It kind of seems like what Prometheus is about. Does it do a good job at actually exploring that? Fucking no. We don't find out anything about why did the aliens create us? Why did the aliens want to kill us? Why? Those are like the two big, right? Those are the two big questions in the movie, right? Why did the aliens create us? I mean, you really don't know. Never says it. And why did they want to destroy us? We have no fucking idea, right? Did humanity fuck up? Did they change their mind? Did they fuck up? Was it always their plan all along to kill? You have no idea. You have no fucking idea. You have zero idea. Why were we created and why were we destroyed? And at the start of the movie, that appears to be Destiny. Those questions aren't important to the plot. Then tell me what the fucking plot was about, dog. Summarize it in a couple sentences for me, please, okay? Because from the beginning of the movie, based on the first like 5 minutes, the sequence where he jizzes into the fucking ocean and gives life to Mother Earth and all that shit, it kind of seems like, wow. And then based on all of the fucking the shit that the woman is talking about in terms of like, oh, why did we come here? And the guy is always like, oh, we're trying to figure out like why they make us. And the end of the movie where she's like, I want to find out why did they decide to destroy it, blah, blah, like it seems like the plot was like grasping at that whole like, why were we created as people and why do they want to destroy us, right? Destiny, you're implying that a movie has to be about something, and at the end, something has to be solved in order for it to be a movie. This is not true. Nameless, you have 1 minute to tell me about movies that are about absolutely nothing. Go. 1 minute before I IP ban you. Go, 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 go. Nameless, you have 1 minute to tell me some good movies that are about absolutely nothing. Go. Let me hear some. Seinfeld isn't about nothing. That was like a cutesy way that that it's been described before, right? But it's not about nothing, right? It's about the interaction between the roommates and what they do on a day-to-day basis and like the normal situations and the funny interpretations of said situations, right? That's of everyday situations, right? That's what Seinfeld was about. Destiny, I didn't say absolutely nothing. Fuck, I can't screw. Oh. Destiny, you're implying that a movie has to be about something, And at the end, that something has to be solved in order for it to be a good movie. I didn't even say that. Oh, okay. I'm going to try not to even get mad, okay? I'm going to try not to get mad, okay? And then I'm even going to try to think of specific examples, but I don't know if I'm going to. So I'm not saying that a movie has to solve a problem. I'm saying that usually it should explore a theme, right? One of the purposes of the medium is to present an idea and then to explore that idea, right? That's kind of something that you do in art, right? Usually you posit, is that like to ask a question? Yeah, posit an argument. Is that like a phrase, or am I making that up? Put forward as usually you posit an argument. Usually you put some kind of idea out there, and then you explore that idea, right? Isn't that kind of like how a lot of literature and film works? You put an idea out there, and then you explore that idea, right? I haven't watched Lost in Translation, so I can't say. Okay, Destiny. The plot is this expedition to a strange world where they encounter our creators. The themes it explores are meaning or meaningless, family, complications including the fucking aliens and android, strong protagonist, the main chick and the dude, the antagonist, the aliens, homelessness, and even fellow members of the expedition. So I can tell you why the movie fails on every single one of those points, okay? Destiny. The plot is this expedition to a strange world. Okay, so does this feel like an expedition to a strange world to you? Because it doesn't to me. When they get to the world is literally so unstrange that they can take off their helmets. The world doesn't play by any strange rules, except I guess the silica storm that was like mentioned for like 1 minute. Hold on.
The point of Prometheus is a metaphorical meaning. It brings forth the idea that we don't realize what we create, and then eventually try and kill it, just like the United States did with the Taliban.
Okay, so this is not the expedition to a strange world. Not at all. It doesn't have to, it doesn't explore that idea at all. I would compel you to give me examples. The only examples I can think of are the Silica Storm, where it's a strange world, right? Avatar is a movie about an expedition to a strange world, right? How much of Avatar is spent with the guy learning about the world, combining himself with animals, figuring out how the people work. Like, that's an expedition to a strange world. Typically when you're talking about expeditions to a strange world, it's the characters find themselves in a strange new world where they have to, like, you know, understand the rules and all the different things about the world compared to the last one. This movie had nothing to do with expedition to a strange world. I totally disagree, and I would challenge you to name me specific points in the movie that makes it feel like they're in a strange world, especially considering like 70% of the movie takes place on their spaceship, right? Destiny, do you honestly think that taking off their helmets is a big thing? Is that all you got from that statement? You don't need to be part of this conversation. You're too fucking stupid. So no, this doesn't feel like an expedition to a strange world at all, I don't think.
What's good, niggas? How the hell are we still talking about fucking Prometheus?
Okay, so where we encounter our creators, okay? So let's think about that. Do we get a lot of that from this film? Do we feel like we get a lot of encountering our creators in this film? I don't believe so. That doesn't happen. You never get the satisfaction or even a tease of us communicating with our creators. Now, if the android, when he was breaking into the computer, had listened to... Now, this is like... Right? How could the movie have done this, right? Okay, actually, we can even take this a step further. Going back to the expedition to a strange world. What if the plants or the atmosphere or something on the world behaved strangely in ways that we'd never seen before, and the characters had to figure that out and adapt to that or something like that, right? That would be an expedition to a strange world, where there were strange animals or some weird shit like that. That would be an expedition to a strange world, right? So where we encounter our creators. Now, what if the What if the android, when he was listening to the holograms or whatever, what if the holograms were discussing how humankind had failed, or how creating humans was a mistake, or how something happened, right? That would be an interaction with our creators. That would be, or what if when the alien guy woke up and he smacked Wayland, what if the alien said, like, you as a human, you polluted the earth too much, you don't deserve, or the only thing that brought you here was greed and not desire to save yourself, but the desire to save your legacy or some shit, right? Or the alien were to give some kind of speech, or the alien family, or one line, or even just one fucking word, right? What if he just said, like, greed, or some shit like that, right? That would be encountering our creators. You do not get any sense of encountering our creators anywhere whatsoever in the entire fucking film, period, okay? I would challenge you to name a moment where it happens, because it doesn't. You never ever get that sense of, wow, these are the guys that created us. I wonder what their ideas or input are about that, okay? Period. It's a great concept, and it's a great idea that was raised in the film, right? That's what it seemed like the beginning was going to be. That's what I was looking forward to. Like, oh, cool. Like, this is actually, like, really cool. Like, yeah, I wonder what these guys, why did they create us, whatever. But that never gets explored in the film, fucking period. It never, ever, ever gets explored in the film. There's no conversations, there's no holograms, there's no recordings, nothing that explores that, okay? The themes it explores are meaning or meaninglessness, but it doesn't at all. At what point in the film do you ever explore? This ties in with the previous one. It doesn't ever explore meaning or meaninglessness ever. Not at all. Not even. Family, I don't understand how. You find out that Wayland and Wayland's daughter are on the ship, but there's no purpose for that reveal. It doesn't mean anything. What, she wants to inherit her father's business? I don't even understand what the purpose of that reveal was.
Just play, bro. Chill your dimmies.
If you want to watch me play, then come back in an hour and fuck off. The family isn't explored, or the idea of family isn't explored at all in this film. It's like brought up once or twice, and then it's fucking pointless. There's no reason. Why was she the daughter of Wayland? She didn't have to be. Whether she was or she wasn't has no bearing on the rest of the film whatsoever. It doesn't change the way that she acts. It doesn't change any of the motivations or anything she's had in the entire fucking film. It has nothing to do with fucking anything. Why even bring up that she's his daughter? Right? There's no fucking point. Complications include the aliens and the android. I don't understand the aliens. There's the one alien guy that they kill. I don't understand how this is anything, what the sentence means. Strong protagonist, the main chick and the dude. The chick, I guess, is an okay protagonist. The dude is fucking retarded. The main guy, her husband, is just a fucking idiot. It doesn't belong in a fucking film like this. He's a headstrong, arrogant, just all-around fucking retard who fucking looks up into a fucking mirror on an alien fucking planet and sees a worm coming out of their eye and carries on like, what a fucking idiot. Takes off his fucking helmet. Like, so many cringeworthy, like, when I saw it, I was like, oh, God, that's so fucking cringeworthy. Who thought it would be a good idea to put this into the fucking... So these are the best people from Earth that they got to go on a multi-trillion-dollar fucking voyage to another planet for the first discovery of alien life ever, and the guy goes on a planet, takes off his fucking helmet because he's some headstrong fucking retard? Why is this fucking idiot even on the... No, fuck that shit. No, the guy is fucking a horrible fucking character, cringeworthy character on this film. The main chick, I guess, was like your okay standard conflict of religion, belief versus whatever, but those themes are never explored. They're just like, they feel really shoehorned, really forced. The conversations between her, especially when they're in bed, the conversations that she has with the guy about, well, I can't create life, am I anything? Do I mean it? Like, it's like the most forced, contrived conversations.
Prometheus is a movie created by the Jews to get us to vigorously debate about distract us from their Jew schemes. Those conversations were so fucking contrived. It felt awkward. Like, it was painful listening to it. Like, when she starts crying, she's like, am I not a real woman? Because I can't... Like, oh, God, are you fucking... Like, this is who we get? Like, we went from fucking... Like... And again, I'm going by like the expectations, but like, we went from fucking Ripley, okay? We went from Ripley roasting all the fucking eggs in the room. This is, Alien, sorry, fuck. We went from Ripley fighting the Queen Mom with the fucking power loader, fucking roasting fucking eggs in front of the Mother Queen, ejecting the Mother Queen. We went from having Ripley as my character to a woman who's like, I can't give birth, am I even a real woman? Fuck off. What a fuck, nah, she's not even a good character. All the characters in this film are fucking balls. What a shitty ass fucking step down. From fucking Ripley in fucking Aliens, you're gonna give me this new bitch who's infertile so she feels like she's not even a real person. Fuck off. Nah, fuck that shit. Antagonists, the aliens, why are they even antagonists? Why do they even hate us? Why do they even want to kill us? I don't fucking know. The film doesn't fucking answer it. Hopelessness. The only hopelessness in this movie is if you take a date, because if you're there, you're stuck for the full fucking 2 hours. And an hour through the movie, you hopelessly realize that you can't leave it if you wanted to, because you would be fucking ruining a fucking date. And even fellow members of the expedition. Oh,
All of those fucking characters that didn't matter, that suddenly got like lines at the end, like, sir, you wouldn't be able to crash this ship into the enemy ship even if you wanted to. We're staying with you till the end, huh? It's like they watched the Star Trek movie when, it's like they watched the Star Trek movie, like Trek Into Darkness, when the ship is going down and Spock is like, you guys need to leave the ship. And then the Asian guy's like, with all due respect, sir, we're not going anywhere. And then buckles in. It's like they watched that movie. I know it came out later, but like they saw that, like, okay, we need to have our crew have some witty lines at the end. I don't fucking give a fuck about the Asian dude and the other guy in this fucking movie. They have like all of like 3 lines between the two of them. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, no. Okay. Go. What am I wrong about? Challenge me. Destiny, I think you got it all wrong. It's not about humanity being a mistake. Hold on.
Hi, my name is Obsolete Texio. I'm a dank memer who likes to collect rare peppies, sometimes. Other memers like to bore me with subpar memes, aka movie reviews no one cares for. If you like real memes, Destiny, GG, shirt literally 2 hours left, collect now, less than 3.
Okay. What, do I even respond to this? It's about the movie, it's about humanity being a breeding ground for new species by the creators other than, okay, this is cool, dog. This is called, you're making hardcore assumptions about the source material because this is not explicitly or even implicitly stated in the film, okay? That humanity was supposed to be a breeding ground for a new species. It doesn't. Why would they wait so long to start the aliens? Why would they start it so far away from our planet? Why wouldn't they just raise humans in some fucking cells? Like, nah, no, this is like hardcore, like you're just kind of like spitballing fan fiction. This is fan fiction to your guesswork because you can't source the text, you can't source the script for any of these ideas except for like really far reaching you have to reach really far in order to get this shit. Fassbender is a cool character. This is probably the thing that upsets me the most. Fassbender was not cool. He wasn't awesome. He was okayly acted, I guess. Like, he was a passive-aggressive android that did a bunch of irrational things. Why did he tell the lady when she was pregnant with an alien? Why did he even fucking tell her she was pregnant? Why didn't he just say, hey, you're sick. Maybe you should fucking lay down. When she had when she had the alien abortion and walked in on Wayland afterwards, which no one cared about, why did he let her come with, knowing how much she was against everything? Why did he let her go with them all the way to the fucking alien chamber? Why was the android passive-aggressive? Why, when the bitch lady asked the android, what did my father say? Why did the android say twice that he couldn't, but then under threat of physical violence, for some reason he decided to tell her? What was the fucking point of any of that? The android character was fucking trash. He didn't make any sense whatsoever. He was irrational. He was emotional. He made passive-aggressive fucking comments for no fucking reason. None of his actions made sense in the movie. Why did he fucking poison the one dude? How did he know what would happen if he poisoned the one dude? To quote the red letter media, is he an expert in things that have never been done before ever? Why would he even do that? Why wouldn't he lock the guy in a fucking chamber and poison him first? Why wouldn't he just put everybody in a fucking cell and experiment on him then? Nothing in that the android did made sense, right? He was an emotionless character, kinda, but he wasn't actually even emotionless. He was passive-aggressive, and then, like, it was fucking stupid. Like... The premise of the movie was interesting. I agree. The premise of the movie and the first, like, 10 minutes of the movie lead you to believe that it was gonna be a really fucking awesome movie. Like, we're gonna find out. Like, it was literally the Xel'Naga, right? If you to put it into StarCraft terms, that it was the Xel'Naga, right? The people that created humans, right? Or, well, I guess the Xel'Naga didn't necessarily create humans, but
Is
hold on.
it possible that the whole creation and creator theme was touched with David? Interacting with the crew, especially when they have the talk about why humans created David in the first place.
That was the worst conversation ever, though. That was another point in the movie where they maybe could have explored something, but they didn't. Why did you create me? And the guy was like, we created you because we could. No, that's not even the right answer. Not only is it the wrong answer, it doesn't even explore anything. What was the point of that conversation? Like, well, I know who created me, blah, blah, or like, why did you create me? And the guy's like, because we could. Well, how would you feel if that was the answer? Like, what was the point of any of that conversation? There were no ideas or anything explored there. It was just a fucking filler conversation so that the guy could bait the dude into getting poisoned by drinking vodka or wine. Well, let's drink to that. Oh, now I'm poisoned and I've got alien wars in my eyes. No, fuck that shit. It wasn't even a good conversation. What was I talking about before? I don't remember. Oh, the Zelnog. Oh, yeah. The premise of the movie was awesome. The idea that there was like a Halo Forerunner or like StarCraft Zelnaga, some ultimate creator that created us and created aliens and tying that all together. Yeah, it was a really cool idea, but that wasn't explored at all in the film. Nothing was talked about at all. Like, not even close.
How well do you think Disney has handled the Marvel Universe? And with that in mind, how high are your hopes for their ability to handle Star Wars?
Religion and creation is a touchy topic. They couldn't explore it too much. That's probably the dumbest thing I've ever read in my entire life. What the fuck? There are plenty of fucking... Can somebody name examples? I can't think of any off the top of my head. Films that explore, like, religion and whatnot. Like, it happens in films. You're telling me films can never explore religion and creation? Didn't you say that people need to learn how to live with people with different views? Obviously, people in the chat have a plethora of opinions. Why let them wrestle you? Because I just don't understand how a movie that, to me, a movie that appears to be bad on every single level. I don't understand how a movie that appears to be bad on every single level can be enjoyed by so many people. I don't understand that. I don't understand. Like, it actually does bother me. Maybe that's like a personal fault of my own. I don't understand how so many people can think this was an okay movie when every single part of it, except for maybe the visuals, seemed fucking horrible to me. I just don't get it. It's easily the most cerebral endeavor of its kind since Minority Report. What was cerebral about the movie? The part when the one guy came to the ship as a zombie and killed 5 people and nobody gave a fuck? The part where the woman gave herself an abortion and then walked in and there was a huge character reveal all in like 3 minutes and nobody gave a fuck about either of those two facts? Wait, what was cerebral about this movie? Any lack in originality is handsomely compensated by the plethora of 3D visual treats courtesy of a crackerjack techno crew that creates an eerie interplanetary moonscape that is as epic as it... What was epic about this movie? I hate to use the same example, right? But the Lord of the Rings was epic, right?
After that scene, the movie turns into a monster flick, where characters make dumb decisions to progress the plot. Unless you wanted a masterpiece, this movie was average.
Interstellar was epic, right? The wave scene, the black hole, there were epic parts of that movie. Lord of the Rings had epic parts. The giant battle, Sauron's tower collapsing. The Harry Potter films had epic parts, right? The final battle, any scene where Voldemort and Harry, showed up. Those were epic. What the fuck epic part? There were even aliens had epic parts, right? This whole power loader scene was an epic part of the movie. The alien ripping the robot in half, and then getting ejected from the ship, right? Those were epic parts. There were no epic parts. What was an epic part to Prometheus? Maybe when they originally land on the planet and it looks cool, like... Prometheus offers hypotheses about the origin of life on our planet that are so well constructed they make real-life theories about extraterrestrials seem highly feasible. What? Wow, what does that mean? What is he saying? What is this? What is this? Prometheus offers hypotheses about the origin of life on our planet that are so well constructed they make real-life theories about extraterrestrials seem highly... What was it? What? In what way? Because the alien guy jerked off into the fucking ocean? That's like a so well-constructed theory? What does that even mean? I don't understand. I really don't understand. The mishmash of grotesque body horror and chin-stroking existentialism. What? Prometheus wants to return us to that uncertain terror that... What? The zombie in the front of the ship?
dank meanness.
Prometheus was my idea. Ridley Scott stole my fan fiction that I wrote when I was 12. He got the memes wrong. To watch it, it feels.
I don't know. I just don't understand. There's never ever been a movie that's been this hyped that I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't get why this is so important to you, baby. Different people like different things. I don't understand how many other ways I can say this words, GG. I'll say this one more time, and if anybody brings it up again, I'm banning you. Because if you don't understand it, I don't want to repeat myself. I understand that different people like different things.
Just play,
okay?
bro.
I understand that different people like different things, and there are things that people like that I don't like. I totally fucking get that. I totally understand that, okay? What I don't understand is how people like Prometheus, because I don't see any redeeming aspects in the film whatsoever. I don't know how many other ways I can state that so that you guys can, so that people can understand that. That's about as simple as I can put it. Like,
Can we please play some games, D feels?
I agree with Pile Burn to an extent. I've seen Prometheus 50 plus times. What? Destiny, watch this, please. Spoiler warning, if you've not seen Prometheus, do not watch this video.
Prometheus is the most misunderstood movie in recent
Oh,
memory,
boy.
with people asking questions all over the place and attempting to answer them, with answers also going all over the place. It's so misunderstood, people have actually rated it the worst movie of the year
Yes!
because of its gaping plot holes. Well, we're here to tell you that you don't know what a plot hole is.
Uh-oh.
Given that the Prometheus home video releases next month and will probably include all of the answers to your burning questions in its deleted scenes, making of featurettes, and director-writer commentaries,
Uh-oh.
we figured we'd try to provide the answers before then, just to show you can figure them out using clues from the actual movie.
Okay.
And maybe checking out bits and pieces of Fox's marketing campaign.
Okay.
Many have attempted to answer these questions before us, but most of the time they just present the questions and go, what's up with that? Without actually answering them.
Okay.
Others compare Prometheus's themes to ancient myths and sci-fi and History Channel alien documentaries and
Okay.
come up with completely insane theories that only make sense to them.
Okay.
Still more people think that there are no answers and that Damon Lindelof is just a bad writer and expects everyone to fill in the plot holes for him.
So we're going to try to dispel all those crazy theories and answer the questions definitively, knowing full well we could be totally wrong but believing we're probably not. And now to the questions.
Is Damon Lindelof just a bad writer who expects everyone to fill in the plot holes for him?
No. The original writer was John Spates. Lindelof was brought in for rewrites, and Ridley Scott
don't
lost,
care
which is
about
one of
this.
the best TV shows ever made. He knew the whole plot on that one, too.
And just so you know, a plot hole is when something in the movie contradicts something else, not when something is left open.
Is this movie a prequel to Alien?
Yes.
Is this the same planet that we see in Alien?
Prometheus takes place on LV-223, while the opening to Alien takes place on LV-426. They're two different planets in the same system. Nobody knows how the engineer ship landed on LV-426. Yet.
How did the archaeologists at the beginning of the film find the cave painting in Scotland so easily?
For all we know, they could have been searching for months. Maybe they even had an idea where to look based on previous findings. You don't know.
Get to the real
Why did
questions.
Wayland's trillion-dollar project not occur earlier?
Oh my
Why
God.
only after the Scotland cave painting?
Fox's viral marketing campaign included a video proposal from Dr. Shaw called Quiet Eye that showed Shaw's repeated attempts to get
It's because I've been called back.
Much money to fund a mission with no hard evidence that Shaw and Hawk correct.
Incorporate 23rd forming.
These are easy.
World-renowned scientists take a years-long trip into deep space without knowing what they were getting themselves into.
Why would they accept the mission if they did? They were Wayland Corporation employees, paid handsomely for their mission. Even Fifield states that he's only in it for the money.
Why did Wayland pretend he was dead?
The fake
That's not really, like, the most satisfactory answer, but, I mean... Why would a crew of off-the-street technicians and world-renowned scientists take a year-long trip into deep space without knowing what they were getting themselves into? I mean, like, if Wayland is like a multi-trillion-dollar company, you could easily just fly into this mission and get fucking killed, right? Don't you think that's like a little bit strange? I mean, I guess we can let that slide. That's not really like an important point of the movie, but
In it for the money.
Why did Wayland pretend he was dead?
The fake Wayland Corporation timeline states that Sir Peter Wayland Memorial Library was built on June 23, 2065. Wayland realized he was nearing the end of his life and froze himself until medical advancements were made to keep him alive. For all intents and purposes, he was dead.
okay.
Why didn't anyone care that Wayland was alive on the ship?
The only person who sees him that didn't already know is Shaw, and she's quite surprised.
How old?
That's not true. She didn't really give that much of a fuck. She was surprised for like 2 seconds. Okay, firstly, she was surprised for like 2 seconds. There wasn't a lot of shock and awe there, okay? And then I'm pretty sure like immediately after she talks with the one guy about how resilient she is because she gave herself an alien abortion and walked away. So, no, there wasn't like a huge shock and surprise that he was still alive. Firstly, okay? Also, secondly, nobody else saw that Wayland was alive, and Wayland walking to the room to get his leg things on, and Wayland making his way out of the ship and going to the fucking alien thing. No, the pilot of the ship, nobody that operates the doors, nobody else on the ship saw that Wayland was alive. Did they put a giant fucking cloak over him like the fucking Emperor? What? I don't like that answer. Not even close. Not even close. That's a shitty fucking answer.
Surprised.
How old is Wayland? He must be 103 years old.
The movie takes place 103 years after Wayland's birth in 1990, but he was put in cryostasis in 2065, making him 75 years old biologically.
Okay.
Why cast 44-year-old Guy Pearce as Peter Wayland instead of an actual old man?
It's much easier to make a young man look old than it is to make an old man look young. The original script had a scene where Wayland's dreams were observed, in which he was still a young man.
Okay.
The scene was scrapped, and instead they made a fake TED Talk viral video featuring a young Peter Wayland.
Okay.
What does Wayland want?
Wayland wants the key to eternal life, and he believes that beings who created humanity would be able to provide it.
Okay.
What is the significance of the title Prometheus?
Prometheus is the name of Wayland, and those are fucks creating.
Life at the same level.
The purpose of the scene where Vickers is revealed to be Wayland's daughter.
To show the nature of Wayland's character and to parallel Vickers' ambitions with Wayland's.
What the fuck are Vickers' ambitions? She has no ambitions or anything in the entire well, maybe he'll explain more. Hold on.
Hi Mr. Bonnell, Scott here. I was just informed by my autistic nephew that you were talking shit about my movie on a live stream. Cease this discussion immediately, or the MPAA will make your life a living hell. I am not joking. Cut the stream now.
Destiny, you didn't listen to the answer. He just said because she was the only one who didn't know he was on the ship already. He already stated that. Okay, I'm sorry. So, like, half the people on the ship knew he was still alive? Not really much of a secret at that point, dog. If the pilot of the ship, if all the people in charge of the doors, if all of his fucking guards and all the fucking medical staff and his fucking... If all of these people knew he was still alive, that's not really the most tightly kept fucking secret, dog. At that point, why the fuck even keep it a secret? Why not just tell everybody in the ship, hey, by the way, fucking Wayland's in cryosleep. Thought you motherfuckers should know, because how the fuck are we gonna keep this hidden the entire time anyway? You're already on, like, an intergalactic fucking exploration anyway. Like, not that big of a secret. You understand, right? That that's not a big secret. Well, maybe all of his medical staff already knew. Well, I mean, all the android and the daughter already knew. Well, all the people that are in the ship that would ever interact with him already knew. Okay, so pretty much everybody knew. So why keep it a secret at all? Like, okay, what was the purpose of the scene where Vickers is revealed to be Wayland's daughter? To show the nature of Wayland's character. What was the nature of his character? He's a greedy fucking businessman who wants immortality. You don't really need a lot of motivation there. Like, to show his daughter? What, so his daughter is brought in to show that he really didn't want to die? The fuck? What does that even mean? That he was really greedy and didn't want to hand his business? Like, to parallel Vickers' ambitions? What is her ambitions? She's a fucking cunt on a ship who doesn't give a fuck about anything. She's just a bitch. That's all her character is the entire movie. She's not shown to have any ambitions or desires or skills or any... I don't even know why the fuck she's here. What does she even do? Oh, she can operate a flamethrower, I guess? What else does she do? What else is her purpose for even existing? Like...
Vickers wants to take over Wayland Industries, but in order for this to happen, Wayland must die. Hence the line, a king has his reign, and then he dies. Wayland despises his daughter for this.
Grey Goo announced the Grey Goo Tournament Series. Compete for an estimated cash and prize pool of $75,000 and a trip to PAX South. Details of the event coming soon. Hype playing it.
Nice move. Nice meme.
reason. And this shows when Vickers tries to show her father some affection by nuzzling his hand, and he responds by closing his hand into a fist. Wayland is heartless and selfish, and does not want to relinquish control of his company to his daughter.
Okay, so Wayland is a greedy businessman who wants to survive forever. What a worthless fucking scene. What a worthless everything. Like, what the fuck?
Why isn't Vickers' last name Wayland?
In the hologram briefing scene, Wayland says David is the closest thing to a son I'll ever have. He is disappointed he didn't have a son, and so he disowns his daughter.
Okay.
This is another connection to the Prometheus myth. Prometheus created man.
Cool.
They're not Vickers'
Why is the medpod in Vickers' quarters only configured for male use?
quarters, they are Wayland's. The medpod is configured for Wayland. His obsession with living makes him paranoid. He doesn't want nobody using his medpod, getting their germs on it and breaking it in junk.
Okay.
Is Vickers a robot?
No. When we first saw the movie, this thought never even entered our minds until Yannick jokingly asked her if she was. And we saw this as a yoke and thought nothing of it.
Okay.
She shows a range of human emotion, as opposed to David, who does not.
Except for the passive-aggressive comments and shit that he makes, but...
She shows physical signs of stress upon waking from stasis. No, she's not faking it to appear normal. If that were the case, she wouldn't be racing the clock to put on her spacesuit when Yannick decides to crash the ship.
There are more arguments we can make, but we don't feel like an argument, so we'll leave it to an email correspondence with MTV News' Yash Horowitz and Damon Littleakers. Enough.
Don't care, don't
Isn't a
care.
robot? How is she able to throw David around so easily?
Because she's
One,
strong!
according to the fake Wayland Corp site, David only weighs 190 pounds. And two, she doesn't throw him around, she pushes him up against a wall.
Raw managed to survive just by
Enough to find a rock to hide under. Good thing that
Isaac is running in one direction. Okay.
was there.
That was a close one, huh?
Is Vickers really dead?
Yes. What is wrong with you? Is this about her being a robot again? Even the Terminator was killed by a machine press.
Why didn't
Well, how does he actually know she's dead? He doesn't actually know that, but I guess we're gonna assume.
David have to wake Vickers from stasis?
She's in charge of the mission, and was woken automatically when the ship reached its destination.
How can an android, even one as technologically advanced as David,
Oh
Cryostasis
my
one
god.
can put the helmet
stream?
It's because of his programming. The fake Wayland Corporation website gives the ability to wonder and look motivated. Great question of this world. Intense.
because he's a robot. He's not a person. He can't feel hurt. Pretty much every character in the movie understands this and makes comments about his soullessness and lack of emotional capability. The second you start thinking a robot is a real person, you've got trouble.
What is David?
Wait, how does that even answer the question?
And lack
Why such a jerk to David?
Solving problems that can alleviate human stress.
Why is Holloway such a jerk to David?
because he's a robot. He's
How is that an answer?
not a person. He can't feel hurt. Pretty much every character in the movie understands this and makes comments about his soullessness and lack of emotional capability.
But being a jerk is emotional capability.
The second you start thinking a robot is a real person, you've got trouble.
What is David eating and why?
According to the fake Wayland Corporation website, he constantly monitors the degradation of his high turbidity hydraulic
I just get 2 fucking thumbs down that shit. Fuck you.
fluid.
This
and will
sucks.
replenish
Does David like Lawrence of Arabia,
Use some of its theme discussing creation.
stir of goo from the pyramid?
He is programmed to explore abilities to sense of the keyboard.
Reading this shows David talking it over with Wayland.
What was David's motivation for infecting Holloway with black goo?
The scene immediately preceding this shows David talking it over with Wayland. We are to assume David informed Wayland that the engineers were gone, and that Wayland instructed David to test the black goo's properties on a human subject to see if it contained his answers. From the fake viral video commercial about David,
I can carry out directives that my human counterparts might find distressing.
So without locking them in a containment cell, without having any idea what the black goo does, without knowing if you need to feed it to them, fuck them with it, put it in their bloodstream, without knowing if the alcohol in the wine would kill the black goo, without knowing if digesting it would do nothing, without having any idea if it would turn him into a giant monster that would kill everyone on the ship, without knowing that it could kill him immediately, but like, what? There's so much wrong with that. There are so many stupid fucking parts to that. That's not even like suspension of disbelief. That's just pure unadulterated autism. Like,
Or unethical.
Did David revenge kill Tom Hardy's twin?
did David revenge kill Tom Hardy's twin? What?
David does not have the emotional capacity for revenge, and Logan Marshall Green doesn't look like Tom Hardy. Maybe a little bit. David actually asked Holloway's permission before spiking the drink. How far would you go to get what you came all this way?
Oh, okay.
What would you be willing to do? Holloway responds, anything and everything.
Did David know Shaw would become pregnant from black goo?
No.
Why does David put Shaw to sleep when she asks him to take the alien fetus out?
To put her in
Why did he even tell her that she had an alien fetus inside of her?
cryostasis until the operation could be performed safely, and possibly to study the alien after returning to Earth.
Is David doing AHAL 9000?
No. Everything he does is under Wayland's direction.
How was Shaw running around minutes after a self-administered emergency cesarean?
During and after the surgery, we can see her using some shots.
Everybody.
Future medicine is pretty advanced.
Why don't the staples in Shaw's gut open up?
Future medicine is so advanced that when the guy comes back sick with the alien stuff, Vickers takes out a fucking flamethrower to fucking kill him immediately. Wait a second. What? Wait. If he was infected with the black goo and he was starting to mutate, why would the android let Vickers flamethrower him outside the ship? Why wouldn't the android want to bring him on board for studying to see the effects of the black goo? How does he know that that guy just wasn't experiencing some painful side effects on his way to immortality? Why would the android let Vickers flamethrower the guy that he poisoned to test the black goo? How can he even collect results or find out what the ultimate end of the experiment was if she flamethrowers the guy? Why didn't he try to freeze that dude like he tried to freeze the woman?
While she's running around.
Maybe they're really
Because they saw what it did and it was enough to know that it was dangerous? They didn't know he was gonna die. They had no way of knowing it.
strong? You don't know. Did you invent the med pod? Can't you just accept that future medicine is pretty advanced?
God, this guy is such a fucking cunt. Oh my god.
Out of herself.
They had to have assumed she did based on her wandering into the room with staples in her gut.
Why doesn't anyone care about Shaw's self-cesarean?
Why should they? They're about to go meet an alien.
Maybe because she's pretty fucking mad that somehow she got a fucking alien fetus. Why? How can you even ask that question? Why should they care that she just pulled an actual alien out of her body on the way to go see another alien? Why would they let her come with them? What?
What is David saying to the engineer?
Wayland says, "David, tell him why I came." We are to assume David is asking after Wayland's
Wow. Dragonov, welcome to the Tier 4 Cyber Club. I love you, buddy.
immortality.
Dr. Anil Biltu was the linguist consulted for the movie, shown here, and was asked what David said. This man is here because he does not want to die. He believes you can give him more life.
Was David trying to get Wayland killed?
Obviously not.
Why does the
How do you know that?
engineer
How do you know obviously not?
attack everyone?
Doesn't the main character girl specifically ask the robot guy, so you knew that there was nothing for us here, and he responded yes or whatever? Doesn't she specifically ask him that? I love you, Funny Guy 17.
By this point in the movie, it should be obvious that the engineers on LV-223 were planning to kill humanity. And here's some humans now!
Why not, like, pretend to be friends with the humans for a little bit and then trick them and then go back to Earth and kill them? Why not pretend to be friends with them just to get them out of his fucking ship and then fly away and go? Why not, like, use weapons or some kind of advanced fucking bullshit to kill humans? Why would he just attack them immediately? Does he have fucking Down syndrome? Is he a fucking ADHD alien that can't control himself and instantaneously has to become violent the second he, like, what?
The answer may be more than this, as is hinted in a sneak preview of a deleted scene that will appear on the home video release. In this scene, the engineer answers David's question. David is about to translate the engineer's words when the clip cuts to black. Buy the DVD and you'll find out.
How did David know how to manipulate the ship?
Because he watched holograms.
From observing the hologram of the engineer manipulating the ship, he also watches the awakened engineer manipulate the ship.
How did David know how to find the engineers' other ships?
From manipulating the ship!
Why did the last alien come after Shaw after the crash instead of flying the other ship away to complete his mission?
The other ship is in another pyramid, which is a long way away. Since the engineers need to breathe the same atmosphere humans do, and the atmosphere on the planet is toxic to us, I don't think he'd make it. And since these meddling humans just ruined his plan, I guess it's revenge time.
Why does Shaw trust David at the end?
Shaw asks David, "What happens when Wayland does not random program you anymore?" He responds, "I suppose I'd be free." David has no reason to lie to Shaw about his intention,
How would she even know that? What?
and he was made to assist people.
How does she know that he's not taking orders from somebody else, or that there's not some prime directive that Dr. Whalen gave him, or that he doesn't have his own fucking agenda? Or what?
Real talk, I will debate the shit out of you on why Prometheus was great and on par with original Alien in like 2 hours after work on Skype. I will end get in the senpai if you're up for it.
Where do Shaw and David go at the end of Prometheus, and why not back to Earth?
Shaw wants to
They
travel-
answer this in the movie. Why would these questions even be
I can't
asked?
even believe this is...
Of a fully grown The appearance of a fully grown xenomorph alien is affected by the host in which it grows. Alien 1, 2, and 4 feature xenomorphs that gestated inside humans, and this is the design we are used to seeing. But Alien 3 features one that grew inside of a dog, so it walks on all fours and has a scorpion-like tail. The Alien vs. Predator xenomorph has the Predator's
To study the dead alien and instead run away.
He, like Fifield, is afraid of the concept of meeting his maker, as Fifield puts it. Like he suggested earlier, he doesn't want to discount 3 centuries of Darwinism.
Why did they only take one biologist on the mission?
Did they need more than one?
How did Fifield and Milburn get lost?
All the corridors inside the pyramid look the same.
How did they stay lost when they were in constant communication with the ship?
They weren't. Yannick says that their signal has been coming in sporadically because of the storm.
Why doesn't Janek care what's going on with his crew?
Who gave you that idea? For all anybody knows, there's nothing life-threatening in the pyramid.
Except us, we know.
Why do...
This is... I can't watch the rest of this. This is stupid as fuck. This guy should have fucking killed himself after he made this movie. Alright, we're done discussing this. Do you guys at least, like... Okay, let me just straw poll. Can you see why I, Destiny, would be confused in trying to understand how anyone could think that this was even a mediocre film? Yes, I agree. Prometheus was fucking horrible in almost every measurable way. No, I kind of thought it was an okay film. I really liked Prometheus because I am fucking... No, I really liked Prometheus. %, good enough for me. Alright, we're done with this forever. 'Prometheus. It's Prometheus time, boys.
Hello, hello.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Hello, what's up, buddy?
Not much. Just,
are you ready for Russell Madness?
Dude, I'm always ready for
Okay.
Russell Madness with you. I've watched your stream for too long to not be ready for Russell.
Okay. All right. Well, I just wasted like an hour talking about random shit, but now we've come back full circle, okay?
I'm ready. I'm ready for the rustling.
One of the worst fucking movies of all fucking time. Okay, so here's my thesis, okay? Prometheus, the 2012 film, is one of the worst fucking movies. Okay, hold on, wait.
The storylines. I'm going to say the storylines were a mess. I'm going to say that was the biggest flaw in the entire movie is they weren't sure which storylines to develop when.
Okay, I would take that a step farther and say that all of the storylines were probably bad. Can you tell me which storylines do you think were good or promising in Prometheus?
The storyline with the android asking them why they're trying so hard to find their creators when he knows exactly who created him and he's not searching for his creator like they are.
Was
I
that
thought
even
was
like a theme in the movie?
Yeah, dog. There's a whole scene dedicated to that. Have you watched the film? Do you want me to come back when you've watched it, buddy?
Whoa! No need to get so aggressive. I don't remember that scene. I'm sorry. Can you link that to me on YouTube so I can watch it? Let's watch it.
Me to do the work.
Yeah,
for you?
fuck. Okay, Prometheus, android scene. Damn, we don't have to be so aggressive here. We're all friends here. I haven't even called you names or told you to kill yourself or anything.
I know. I'm doing it for the chat.
Prometheus.
So I can become the hero.
We made you because we could. Does that sound like a good one?
Let's just go to the Wikipedia.
Okay, hold on. Oh, this might be it. I'm starting to remember this, I think. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Let me watch this scene, okay?
You might be running
Sure.
low. Pour yourself a glass, pal.
Thank you, but I'm afraid it would be wasted on me.
You think we wasted our time coming here, don't you?
Your question depends on me understanding.
I'm
what
gonna
you
watch
hope
the
to
scene
achieve
with you
by
too.
coming
So.
here.
All right, I have to mute you for a second because it's really quiet and people on my stream are gonna get mad. Hold on.
What we hope to achieve was to meet our makers, to get answers, why they even made us in the first place.
Why do you think your people made me?
We made you because we could.
Can you imagine how disappointing it would be for you to hear the same thing from your creator? May I ask you something?
Please do.
How far would you go to get what you came all this way for? Your answers. What would you be willing to do?
Anything and everything.
Okay, I watched it. So I guess the reason why I don't remember this scene is because I don't think this is really talked about at all ever for the rest of the movie in terms of the android like ever questioning his purpose. Is it?
I mean, the whole reason why they went there was because they were trying to find the creators of humanity. So it's like humanity seeking their god. And Dr. Shaw definitely makes a lot of she puts a lot of emphasis on this finding God shit that they go on.
Yeah, I agree. That was like
she's
a
entitled
theme.
to an answer from God about all of her life problems, and so it's kind of cool to see David has this. He knows exactly who created him. He could have all of his life problems answered, yet he doesn't do it. He's just like, whatever, Holmes, fuck it. I'm gonna be a robot, smoke robot weed. Hello?
Okay. So I think that the android doesn't really develop that storyline much, but you could argue that the rest of the movie is them kind of like trying, right? Like,
well, the whole movie has the "Who am I? Who made me? Why hast thou forsaken me?" theme to it. Like that's a whole really big thing that they explore in this universe.
but how is it
movie.
explored at all? That's not really ever explored, right? Like,
if you want that question answered, I would have to watch the movie start to finish again and like write down scenes where they explore it.
well, but you're the one that said
look
that
up
they
the
explore it a lot. I don't really think they do ever. Like, there are no scenes where they're like pondering about like the destructive, behavior of mankind and like maybe this is the reason why the aliens left us is because we're so violent. Like, there were no scenes like that ever in any part of the movie that I can remember. Can you like? I'm not trying to like have like a cutthroat argument. So if you can like think of anything even remotely like it, like I'll try to remember. But I don't think there were any scenes like that, were there?
The opening scene is the engineers sowing destruction on another planet by him drinking that shit and then jumping into the water. So they're they're going around kind of playing God with their own creations, destroying off the ones that they think are fucking up too much. And I'm fairly certain that Ridley Scott, or there was a scene in that movie where they talk about how the engineers sent somebody back, or they sent somebody to Earth 2,000 years ago to try to prevent humans from being so aggressive with each other, and that the guy got crucified. But that might have been something that they edited out, and that might be me remembering something from the IMDb.
Prometheus. So I'm gonna Google Prometheus Jesus. Let me check because I don't remember that scene from the movie, but maybe that.
Like I said, that might be me remembering something from the IMDb trivia.
Okay, hold on. Let me just check real fast.
And there's also a really big a theme with Prometheus, with the title of its movie being Prometheus, about, you know, the Titan who defied the gods and gave humans fire. But that's something that I'm definitely not prepared for that. But I would say the movie it's not a bad movie. It's not a good movie either. It just really suffered from them trying to develop too many plot lines at once. And like, it just turned into an editing nightmare. And Ridley Scott is always very big on not cutting out shit that he films or puts in his movies, which I think is kind of one of his big downfalls as a director.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm looking at this, yeah, and it seems like that was like an idea they had, and it might have been like hinted at with imagery, but that was never like explicitly said in the film. I mean, I guess you could argue that maybe there were like a lot of different plot storylines, but going by what we saw at the end, like there was no strong theme to the movie, I would say, at all, and there was no coherent like storyline, like it.
Yep, exactly. I agree with you.
Okay, so then my original thesis that this movie was absolutely fucking horrible in almost every sense of the word, besides the visuals. What would you say? What's like a redeeming quality of this movie? What are some things that you think were done well besides the visuals? I think it looked nice, especially when the ship was landing on the planet and shit. But
I think Michael Fassbender did a terrific job with acting as David.
The emotionless robot was the best acted thing.
Yeah, it's a hard role to fill off for a guy like Fassbender. He's so handsome. There's so much emotion that just gets expressed in his eyes alone. Look into his eyes, bro.
Okay,
but,
so some people have said that. I would say that the job of playing a robot with no emotions was decently acted. Sure.
The sound editing was good, but again, I guess do you want to include sound and visuals or no?
Okay, we'll make that a separate category. Sound and visuals were both good. We'll say they're two separate categories.
Yeah, the sound was really good. I think it even won an award for its sound editing. Fassbender did a really good job. Naomi Rapace is okay. I mean, I felt her role was probably the easiest act out of all of them, but people seem to think she did a good job, so I'll give them that one. I would say that Prometheus was like an okay movie. I think that I gave it a 7.
What did it fill for you when you went into the theater? What kind of a movie did you walk away feeling like it was an okay movie for? I felt
like it was a disjointed mess. I felt like I thought I was lucky that I went and saw it at a matinee and only paid $8.75. I would have been pissed if I paid full price to see it because I was promised an Aliens prequel. And this does set up the Weyland-Yutani. It does kind of give a background about one of the destinations or how the xenomorphs got to be mutated from what they were to what they become in the later films. It gives a little bit of the background on the engineers, and you see a Nomad. Like, there's a lot of really cool shit in it for Ridley Scott and Aliens fans. But like I said, man, this movie really suffered from them trying to develop too many plot lines or too many themes at once and not limiting it down to 2 and 3.
I feel like the cool stuff you talk about could literally be done with like 1 minute of exposition. Like, hey, the aliens were actually a biological weapon created by the people that made us. Like, that's all of the cool stuff that you're talking about in that movie revealed instantly. Like, that took me 3 seconds to say. Like,
yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I definitely disagree with you on the fact that I don't think this is the worst movie ever made. I think that...
Okay, I will concede a minor, very, very minorly. I will take half a step back, okay? This is not one of the worst movies ever made in a vacuum, okay? This movie was just not very good at all if you just look at the movie. But knowing that this was the Aliens prequel and that Ridley Scott had a huge hand in making this, that makes it one of the worst movies.
He was the producer, director, and I want to say he wrote it too.
So that makes it one of the worst movies of all time. Like,
yeah, he didn't write it. Some other people did.
When you come into a movie like this, okay? When you come into a movie like this with the background, you have Ridley Scott there, and you have the fucking prequel to Aliens. There are so many awesome fucking ideas, and everything going on here is awesome, okay? So you have the original Weyland, okay, who are the people that fund everything in like Aliens and Alien 2, right? It's fucking awesome, cool.
Weyland-Yutani.
Yeah. And the original guy himself, the founder of the company, was the old guy, right? Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you have the android that's supposed to be the
inspiration for
the one in the Alien movie, David.
Yeah. So you've got those two things. That's awesome. You got the chance to see the original aliens. You got the chance to talk about the people that made the aliens, our first contact with the aliens, and then even on top of all of that, the people that created us and the aliens might have had like a similar like role or might have been the same people. Like, there's so much fucking awesome material there. Like, that's like just hearing all of that, right? Because I really liked Aliens, and I really liked Alien and Aliens, or Alien and Alien 2, some people I've heard call it. But like, I really liked those movies. And coming into this movie, knowing that Ridley Scott was so heavily involved in this movie, producer, director, wrote fucking, like, and then all of those things were out there, like, oh my fucking God, that sounds so fucking cool. Holy shit, that sounds so cool. And then to walk away with a cheap kind of thriller-ish comedy slapstick autistic movie, like, was like the biggest fucking letdown. Imagine if like Nathan would have been born Nathaniel, if it was a girl, right? That kind of, I'm just kidding, I wouldn't. But like, it was like the worst.
It's like Star Wars 1, 2, and 3 when we were kids. And
Star Wars Episode 1, I think,
yes,
could maybe be
1.
comparable. Yeah, sure, I would agree with that.
I mean, at the time I came out they came out when I was like 10 years old, so I thought they were dope. But then when Episode 3 came out, I was like, holy shit, these movies were really bad. These weren't just bad Star Wars movies. These were objectively bad movies outside of the Star Wars universe.
Like, somebody in chat asked, how is it comedy? Remember when the two scientists that were petrified of everything in the whole movie run into the eggs, and then the egg starts to pop, and the scientist guy's like, here, could you go? Or whatever, like the most weirdest, stupidest fucking shit. Why would you even, like, an alien egg is hatching, why would you even try to talk to that? What? Oh my God, the movie was so fucking stupid. The guy opening his helmet and breathing in air on an alien fucking world for no fucking reason. Hey, there's oxygen. Like, just like so much stupid. The zombification of the random dude. The woman giving herself a C-section, a machine, and like 3 minutes later walking to discover that Weyland is still alive, and then 5 minutes later not even really fucking caring about that huge revelation. Like, there was so many dumb things that happened in this movie. Like, there was so much stupid shit. We found the creator people, and none of that actually mattered. And like, what was the weird?
Was it Holloway or Shaw? One of the two was sterile, and that's why she couldn't get pregnant, and that's why she went and had that C-section done, because she's like, I'm pregnant. What the fuck happened to me? Did they slip something into my drink? Is there some sort of crazy magic pregnancy pill these bitches be dropping on everybody? What's going on? And it's like I said, they tried to develop too many of these side plot lines to build up these main themes in the movie, and it didn't work out for them in the end. Like, I really think they should have cut out those scenes with those two, the
dumb scientists that get lost.
The geologist that gets
right after they send the expensive devices through the thing to map out the whole thing. Remember those little things when they sent the little red things to map the whole thing out? And then even though they're in constant radio contact with the ship, they still manage to get lost. And then as soon as they find a room with a guy whose fucking head is chopped off, they run inside and pet everything again. Like, there's, oh God, like. And then they all have the machine guns and shit on board to try to kill like the zombie. And then there was a zombie thing. Why did the android even infect the one guy? Why would he even do that? What was the purpose? Why would he risk that? What was the point? Can you explain that? Do you know? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to...
No, they never explain it. That's one of those things in the movie. They never explained why they did it.
Why did nobody seem to care, and maybe I'm remembering it wrong, why did nobody seem to care that the woman C-sectioned a monster out of her body? Why did nobody give a fuck about that? Why didn't they detain her or kill her after she found out that Weyland... She, like, walks into the room, sees Weyland is alive, and then she just, like, walks away. Why did nobody... Anything! Why did none of that make sense? Do you know? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to, like, argue you.
No. I mean, that's understandable, because, like... They didn't talk about that. She gets the snake-like creature C-sectioned out of her, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's what you cut out of you. That's chill, fam. That's fine." Or it's just like, "What? Why did nobody talk about the dude getting poisoned, David getting poisoned, or David poisoning that dude?" Like, there were a lot of plot holes in the movie, and when I say that they tried to develop too many of these side plots and that all fails in the end, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
How did the girl become impregnated? It was because her husband got infected and then he fucked her, right? That's the magical thing.
It's because he had the fucking...
The virus in his eyeball, and then, like,
I think...
Dude, you know how fucking stupid that sounds, right? Like, okay, so, never mind the fact that Weyland is a multi-trillionaire and could just lock all of these people up anyway, and, like, actually do real testing, like, lock them in cells and do real testing on them, right? But instead... We're going to infect the guy with the weird virus that could just kill him instantly or make him immortal. We don't know. We're going to infect him with the virus and then hope that he fucks the woman and then somehow the virus gets in a sperm, and somehow it travels through the sperm into the woman's body, and then somehow, even though she's infertile, it makes her pregnant. Like how fuck?
Yeah, the virus could have just changed his fucking hair color too. It could have done nothing. It could have.
There's so much retarded shit. And the biggest insult is you understand what that was a reference to, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That all of that was a reference to the Alien 3 movie, right? Where Ripley got pregnant with the alien, and the android guy wanted to bring her back. Like, I felt like when I was watching the movie, there were parts of my soul being torn away where it's like, I understand what they're trying to reference. When Ripley was pregnant with the alien, they wanted to bring her back to Wayland Industries or whatever for testing, right? But instead she threw herself into lava and killed herself at the end of Alien 3, right? And I think that they were, like, trying to sort of reference that, but then they, like, gave up after, like, 3 minutes. Like, oh, man. Okay,
so... Hold on a second. I want to reply to Crunch Doggy. I didn't come into this intending to try to explain to him that this movie is the greatest movie of all time. He should blow a fucking nut over it. All I wanted to do was try to convince Destiny that this movie is not, one of the fucking worst movies ever made. So there's your answer on what we're talking about.
Okay, but so based on everything that I've said, you haven't seen Disagree much. I think I've said quite a bit that levels it out to be, that makes the case for this movie being pretty fucking horrible.
Why? Yeah, when I reviewed it on Pass the Popcorn, I gave it a 70. So
how?
I'm not, what do you mean how?
70 is okay score. That's like a decent.
Yeah, and the movie. The movie was good if you like turn your brain off for 2.5 hours, however long it is. Watch the movie. Don't think about it a whole lot coming out. It does a really good job with those themes we talked about earlier. The who made me? Why have they forsaken me? That shit.
But it doesn't do good with those themes. It doesn't explore those themes at all with any depth whatsoever.
Yes, it totally does explore those themes with some depth, bro. Like, they go there expecting that they're going to meet these aliens that created humans, that they're going to lay on them like, hey, we made humans because you guys are supposed to succeed in all these things where we failed, only to find out that these guys were, like, planning on fucking killing us off. And then you have the scenes like David's artificial intelligence shit, where instead of doing what he does in Blade Runner, where he tries to make it so the robots want to be more human, they want to be just like us humans, David could give zero fucks about being a human. Like, I thought that was a really cool change of direction to see from Ridley Scott in his storytelling. But as far as the other stuff that they do in this movie, yeah, the plot lines are a fucking mess. Like, there were a bunch of scenes that they could have cut out. Like, I'm kind of curious what they left laying on the editing room floor.
Maybe with like an extra hour and a half, it could have been salvaged.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I wasn't on the production for it, so who knows, right?
I feel like the idea of human beings being created by something that ultimately abandoned us because we were failures, I feel like that's a very heavy theme. And to ever make the claim that you explore that theme deeply requires you to take a really good look at, like, what we've done as humans and shit, and then to, like, really analyze that, or to really express that, whether artistically or through exposition or whatever. Like, you have to do something. Well, I don't think that this movie came even remotely fucking close to analyzing what you would consider large-scale failures as human beings. I don't think that it came even remotely close to exploring that theme at all. Like, the closest you get is they were making. Do you think that they were making those aliens to kill us? Was that the point of making those aliens?
It was a mutation from the eggs that they already had there. The aliens somehow combined with the poison virus bomb shit that they had made to become those hybrid xenomorphs. That's what I understood.
They couldn't just like nuke our planet or something? They had to go through all that fucking effort?
Yeah, they were going to virus bomb. They only wanted to kill off the humans, so they're just going to virus bomb the humans.
Gotcha. And they couldn't just use, like, AIDS or something? Like, they had to make fucking massive fucking aliens that would infect us and rip apart.
I'll send Ridley Scott a tweet about it after this. I'll ask him why he chose that route that he chose for it.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things. There's no convincing somebody that something that they don't like is actually good. Like, I really don't like the Beatles. People have tried to convince me. Like,
well, it's not even like a subjective thing. Like, it just seems like objectively this movie failed on like almost every level. Like, if you were to talk about the Alien versus Predator movies,
if you want to look at it through that, it has like a 73 on Rotten Tomatoes. I think a 60 on Metacritic.
Yeah, a bunch of circle jerkers.
10 on IMDb.
Bunch of circle jerkers. Okay, look, okay, to use a comparison movie, okay, Aliens vs. Predators. Now, that's a movie that could have had a ton of interesting material in it, right? But story-wise, those movies were pretty weak, right?
I mean, I don't think there's a strong there's not a lot to explore in an Aliens versus Predator movie.
But you can go into that movie and just watch a cool action flick and come out and be like, oh, well, cool. I like that fucking Predator killing shit. That was fucking awesome. Like, and that's what I ended up doing with those movies. Like, I went in initially hoping, like, oh my God, this is fucking awesome. Like, Predators and Aliens in the same movie. Like, maybe there's gonna be some dank fucking story here. And there really wasn't. But hey, it was a fine action movie. I didn't get what I wanted going into it, but coming out of it, whatever. I saw an action movie. It was okay. I don't hate it. I don't think those are some of the worst movies ever. But at least fucking you got an action movie. But like Prometheus was, I don't think Prometheus was an anything movie. Like, there wasn't, what was the good, like, that's what I asked earlier when I said, like, what do you come away from this movie with? Like, I'm asking you, like, what do you, let's say you could create an imaginary friend, okay, and that friend is saying, hey, I really like X kind of movies. What would they have to say for you to recommend Prometheus?
They would have to be a big Aliens and Blade Runner fan. Like, if
you're Aliens and Blade Runner fans already hate this movie more than anyone else because this movie fucks up so much of, like, the alien.
I think actually it answered a lot of questions about the alien mythos that people had to begin with. But
really,
yeah, I mean, I'd have to go back and look. Like, I'd have to rewatch the movie and do some rereading on some things because it's been a while since I've looked at it. But I think a lot of people that were really into Alien were pretty pleased to see like the first xenomorph and to see some consistency in some of this shit across the universe. Like the spaceship designs, they did a really good job.
No. What? A lot of the people who were originally oh, sorry, go ahead.
They did a good job with matching the environment, the interior environment of the spaceship. They did a very piss poor job matching the electronics of the spaceship. But that would kind of make sense because the Prometheus mission was launched way earlier than the other missions were launched, right? And it was a shorter distance that they had to travel.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it wouldn't make like a bit of sense why maybe the ones that were launched slightly. I fucked that up. Never mind. I spilled spaghetti everywhere on that one. Let's just ignore that.
Okay.
Way back.
The first thing you said, no Aliens fan was happy to see the first Xenomorph because it was the most anticlimactic, retarded fucking way. First of all, in terms of seeing actual Xenomorphs, it was on screen for like 35 seconds of the entire fucking movie. The entire fucking Alien prequel had like a total running time of like 16 fucking seconds of actual fucking alien on screen. Okay, so first of all, I take issue with your statement that Aliens fans were happy to see the first Xenomorph. I thought it was insanely anticlimactic. I thought it was gonna be fucking way more fucking badass. Like, yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna say you're wrong or that I disagree with you. Or I guess I should say I'm not gonna say you're wrong, but I do disagree with you because I thought that it was pretty cool.
You thought seeing the Xenomorph in the movie fighting the big, dumb, bald John Cena Prometheus guy was a really cool showing of the Xenomorph in Prometheus?
I thought it was pretty cool to see it as a hybrid of engineers and humans. Like, I mean, if you didn't like it, I'm sorry. Like, I'll pat you on the back if I meet you at PAX. How's that? I'll tell you I'm sorry. But so, do we want to get back on to like why maybe this is a good movie, or because I can give you my three counterpoints or 3 reasons why.
As long as I don't include like sound and video, you only have to give me 2 points. Or were those 2 of the 3? No, I'm sorry, guys.
Fuck, he got me. I think the questions that the movie asked were pretty good. Like some of the things the movie did bring up, like are we created / manufactured? Is there a higher being? Should we even bother seeking contact with this? I thought they were good questions. Other movies have brought them up. Yeah, it's not fucking original in asking this. Everything's a copy of a copy of a copy, whatever. And I'd say the performances were really good. Like Naomi Price did a pretty good job. Fassbender did a really good job. People really thought Logan Michael Green did a good job, but I don't remember him in the movie at all, so take that as you will.
Okay, so the acting was well done is one thing I got. I don't think that there were that many... I don't even agree that the Fassbender guy was a spectacular performance, but a lot of people say it was, so I guess I'll give you that. The Fassbender guy had a pretty decent performance. I don't think any of the other roles were even exceptional. We had like, I don't remember any of them being like exceptionally well done. And then what was the other thing? It asks questions. I mean,
yeah, like I said,
it doesn't answer them or explore them at all. So I don't think that's a positive point. To raise a question and then never give a good answer or explore it at all, I don't think that's a good point. I think that's a bad point that works against you.
Okay, all right. Well, why do you think that it works against me? Just because they weren't explored very well in the film?
Because a film asking a question doesn't mean anything. That's not the measure of that being good or not. It's how it explores the theme. Anything can raise it. Literally, I could make a film right now. Actually, on this VOD, if I were to call my VOD right now a movie, and I were to say at the end here, like, what is the purpose of watching my stream? Is there really nothing better that we can do with our free time than watch a guy on the internet with no college degree talk about random fucking things that he Googles? Right? And then I would have cut that VOD and print it and send it to Hollywood, and then everybody would watch my 6-hour VOD and be like, this is the worst fucking movie ever. And then I would be like, it's not a bad movie. If you watch to the end, I raise a very good question, right? Then the critique would be, just because you raise the question doesn't make it good. You don't explore it in any detail. Like, you don't... Right, but I'm just saying that, like, that doesn't make it, just because you raise the question doesn't make it sure, it's a good question, then you have to, it's your job to explore it, right, as a theme, right? And then that's what makes it good.
Exactly, yeah, correct.
So just raising questions in Prometheus doesn't make that a positive trait because it doesn't explore any of them at all to any degree of satisfaction.
I mean, they explored it, I guess, as the best they could because, like I said, they did explore with Dr. Shaw wanting to like find answers with God, and I really want to say that she does like blatantly state that to David, that she says, I'm gonna find God and I'm gonna rip his balls off and ask him why I'm fucking sterile and can't have kids. But I might not be remembering it correctly.
That doesn't even sound like a good, like, so she's going to find God and ask him why she's sterile? Isn't she supposed to be a fucking biologist? What, doesn't she know, or does she still believe everything happens for a reason? Like, what the fuck, is she like 12 years old? Like,
she's supposed to be some sort of edgy atheist in the movie because her parents died or some shit.
Okay.
Are you looking it up?
I was trying to find the scene, but, well...
But so, I mean, do you want to wrap this up? It's been almost 30 minutes of us just being fucking us.
I love you.
I love you too, buddy. I love your stream. It's a lot of fun to watch. I would say I'd still like stand by giving the movie a 70. Like I really don't think it was a bad movie. Like the visuals were really cool. I thought the soundtrack or the sound was pretty good. There were some scenes, like you can tell they obviously shot this scene to like jerk off their 3D camera budget that they had for the movie, which was pretty fucking stupid. But
can I?
3D,
I don't want to challenge this because I know you don't remember it exactly. But was the sound really good? The sound, none of the sound actually stuck out to me in that movie. I don't remember anything as being like particularly breathtaking.
Well, I mean, it was nominated for sound awards, so the sound, I'm not the only person that thought the sound was good. There are other people that thought the sound had some good editing to it.
Okay. You can't think of like a single moment where you felt that way? I could think of some in Interstellar.
I'd have to go back and watch. I haven't watched Prometheus. I think I watched it once 2 years ago, so 2013, but I haven't watched it since then.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, so where if you had to give it a score out of 100, where would you put it?
Honestly, if I weight the sound and the visuals pretty heavily, I think honestly, and then the amount of money that went into this movie, I think this movie, really honestly, like if I'm being really honest, I think it could probably pull a solid, like, I would say, like 23, 24%, I would say, out of 100. 23, 24, maybe.
All right, this is the scale I actually prefer using.
Okay.
How much money would you spend to see this movie? Like, you had to spend money to see it.
With another person or not?
Any amount of money with however many people you want to see. Like, you can, rent it as a fucking 5-day rental from Blockbuster. You can wait for it to hit Netflix and get it for cents or what.
I guess it depends on like how I'm doing with donations at any point in time in terms of like streaming. Like I would probably like if somebody paid me like probably like $10, I would probably see this movie for 2 hours. For there's about 2 hours, so I'd be getting paid about $5 an hour to watch the movie just to be able to watch and to be able to shit on it afterwards. I wouldn't pay any money though to see this in theaters just because of how long it was. It's too much time that I'll never get back. Running time of 124 minutes plus driving and getting into the theater and everything, about 2.5 to 3 hours of time. I wouldn't pay money to see this movie. Not a cent.
But it give you a little bit of insight too as to what it's like to be a minimum wage slave, right? You could be like, oh, I made less than minimum wage for going and watching this Prometheus project some idiot paid me for, right?
Yeah, maybe.
But like I said earlier, man, I if I had paid full price, if I had paid like night price showing for the movie, I probably would have been pissed about it, and I probably wouldn't remember it as fondly as I do. But I saw it as a matinee, paid $8.75. I really can't bitch about seeing it for that price. I thought it was pretty decent.
Gotcha. Okay, well, I love you, buddy.
All right, man.
Have
Take
fun.
it easy. Have a good night.
Be careful. When I originally saw this movie, I saw this movie with an ex-girlfriend. Actually, I think it was with Aaron when it came out. This is the only movie in my entire life that I would have walked out of. I've never in my life, I'm not the kind of person to like leave movies because I think that's like really weird. But this is the only movie that I would have walked out of that I can think of in my entire life that I've gone to a movie and seen where I genuinely would have just gotten up and left. But I didn't want to because I was with someone else and I thought that would be like really douchey.
Dang.
This is the only movie I've ever done that for in
Here's
my entire life.
$10. Watch Triumph of the Will.
It was after the scene. After the C-section scene, I was ready to I just wanted to leave. I thought it was so fucking stupid. Basically the chick like gives herself a C-section in a machine with no anesthetics. She pulls an alien out of her body and then she gets up and just walks away. And this is her after the C-section. She walks away and discovers that Wayland is still alive, and then like nobody gives a fuck. And like that scene isn't from the movie. That was like Men in Black. But yeah, after that scene, I kind of just wanted to get up and leave. I thought it was like I didn't even know what was going on anymore. After that, I was like, is this actually fucking real? Is this actually real? So you dislike a movie based on realism? No, I dislike the movie based on autism. The movie was fucking stupid in every sense of the word. Everything was dumb about it. I fucking hated it. God, I fucking hated it. The Red Letter Media has like a funny little quip. I don't want you to feel... I hated this movie before I ever saw this, though, so I don't want you to think that I'm just like parroting their opinions. If somebody wants to stream it after I finish streaming tonight, we can do like... I'll do like TeamSpeak running commentary of it if you want. Like fucking... This movie was so fucking bad. This movie was so fucking bad.
What was that black goo? Was the black goo different than the sparkly green goo? Was the black goo always intended for use as a weapon, or was it just weird alien cum? Why did Ridley Scott let his 12-year-old son do the makeup for Wayland? How did the pre-recorded hologram old man and old man makeup know where to look at the scientists at? Why would Holloway assume that the air was okay to breathe inside the spaceship just because they detected an oxygen atmosphere? What about alien diseases and deadly microbes? I would have kept my fucking space helmet on, just in case. So they bring along a biologist, and the second that they find a dead alien body, instead of being curious about it scientifically, he just wants to run away. It's been dead for 10,000 years. Before sending this biologist out on a 4-year-long space mission, didn't they do some kind of psychological profile on him? The results would have showed that he was some kind of pussy. I have to take a psychological profile test when I apply for a job at Target. But then later, when that same scientist is confronted with a sketchy-looking gray alien penis, he wants to stick his face in it. That seems kind of stupid to me. What was the point of revealing Charlize Theron as Wayland's daughter? Why did Wayland...
Oh yeah, they did that too! I didn't even remember that! Where the one chick, the cold-hearted bitch on the ship, was Wayland's daughter. What was the fucking point? Was she trying to win her dad's approval or whatever? I didn't understand that. What was the point of that big reveal? There were so many reveals in the movie that ultimately amounted to nothing.
Want David to infect Holloway with the black goo. Did David do it on his own? Was it to find out what the black goo did to a person? Did he have a malfunction in his robot brain? Was David a secret asshole? If the black goo alters people's DNA, why did a little fish come out of Holloway's eye? Why? Did David know that Sean Holloway would have sex right after he infected him with the black goo and that she would instantly get pregnant with a squid alien somehow? Is he an expert in things that have never ever happened? If we share the same DNA with the engineers that created us, why do other life forms on Earth not share the same DNA? The engineers landed on Earth and created life on Earth, And how come there was 65 million years of dinosaurs before us? Why would the last engineer waste his time hunting down Shaw and Charlize Theron when he could have just flew his ship away and completed his mission? How did those two guys get lost in the caves when the ship had an elaborate 3D map and were tracking their every move and they were in constant communication with the ship? Why would the Prometheus crew agree to go on a 4-year mission when they're not even briefed about what the mission is until right before the mission starts? What if the mission involved a gangbang? Why did Weyland have to pretend he was dead? Why did the engineers create a star map back to a planet that was just their weapons research facility? Why did no one give a shit that Weyland was alive, and then also not give a shit when Weyland died? Wouldn't Weyland being revealed that he was alive be some sort of very obvious deceit? Why would those two dumb broads run in a line when they're trying to escape a crashing circle ship that was rolling after them? Why did the engineers want to come to Earth to kill us when they created us? Was creating us a mistake? Why was it a mistake? What was the security recordings that showed all the engineers running from something? Were they running from the black goo? Was the black goo attacking them? If they were running away from the black goo that was attacking them and trying to kill them, then why was the one guy running into the room where all the vases with the black goo was when the door closed and cut his head off? Shouldn't he have been running away from that room? Did he forget his wallet in there?
Hey guys, have you seen Prometheus?
What's Prometheus?